A very good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed my privilege to be here today. I am fortunate that I have been given this opportunity to share my thoughts with this august gathering of you, NRIs, who have distinguished themselves in the nations that you have adopted as your homes. Your success is not only a matter of pride for the nations to which you or your ancestors have migrated, but to India, to which you truly belong, and the one in which you have your roots. Your very presence here is a testimony to the continuing affection and recognition of the country in which you have your roots. I have always marveled at your dedication, commitment, and perseverance that have brought you great success. You have given reason for every Indian to be proud of you. At the same time, you too have a reason to be more proud of the country of your origin. While rooted in our old civilizational values, the 21st century India is forward-looking, forward-thinking, and has its pride of position in the Committee of Nations today. Since the policy of liberalization ushered in by Prime Minister Narasimha Rao in 1991, India has made great strides in virtually all spheres of life. Every successive government has been able to build on the edifice of this courageous transformation. From governance to special measures to uplift the marginalized sections of the society, innumerable steps taken to transform India and change the fortunes of its people have yielded great dividend. They have resulted in remarkable changes in the nation's economy and society. At a time when there is near agreement that the 21st century would belong to Asia, India is one of the two nations that would be fulcrum of this change. But even in this shift, in the long run, India is better positioned to lead the shift in focus. This is for the reason that its polity is anchored in pluralistic foundations, giving it a distinct advantage over nations that have yet to establish democratic credentials. Combined with India's distinct demographic advantage and the growing middle class, which is almost equal to the population of the US, the democratic foundation of the nation will host a growth trajectory that would be virtually unparalleled. The evidence of this is embedded in the fact that India is in PPP terms the third largest economy in the world. Amongst the BRICS countries, India's share of the world GDP has been growing at a faster rate than all nations except China. City Investment Research and Analysis has even predicted that India would be the largest economy in PPP terms by 2015. The last decade also saw evidence of the growing strength of the Indian economy. India emerged as one of the fastest growing economies in the world, averaging 7.6% per year. Due to global economic slowdown and other factors, our growth performance during the last 2 years at sub 5% has been below expectation, but green shoots of recovery are visible as key economic indicators provide room for optimism. Strengthening of the external sector, greater emphasis on fiscal consolidation, inflation at acceptable levels, strong signals of recovery in the manufacturing sector, and record agricultural production last year augur well for our economy. We have recorded 5% plus growth rate each in the first 2 quarters of 2014-15, and this is a healthy sign. Our economy is expected to revert to the high growth trajectory of 7 to 8% in the next couple of years. The government is focusing attention on investment revival, macroeconomic stability, and infrastructure development. India has laid renewed thrust on the manufacturing sector. A policy was unveiled in 2011 that envisaged the contribution from manufacturing to our economy's GDP to rise from the present 15% to 25% by 2022. Though manufacturing growth in the last 2 years has been a matter of concern, we are relentlessly pursuing our objective to make India a manufacturing hub. India is fast becoming a manufacturing base and an export center for diverse goods, ranging from agricultural products to automobile components to high-end services. Today, many of our industrial sectors have become globally competitive and are internationally acclaimed for their quality. The infrastructure sector is the focus of our economy. In the next few years, we envisage spending $1 trillion on infrastructure projects. To welcome greater investment in the infrastructure sector, India has pursued unique methods like industrial corridors, industrial infrastructure upgradation scheme, national investment and manufacturing zones, industrial clusters and smart cities. Development of infrastructure will not only spur greater economic growth in India, but also allow companies, including foreign companies, to participate and partake the benefits of growth. India is strongly committed to a business-friendly environment that is impediment-free, predictable and transparent. India has embarked on our Make in India program to make our country an investor-friendly destination by setting up single window clearance, e-business portals for addressing grievances, and investor facilitation cells. India is already one of the most favored destinations for foreign direct investment. FDI inflows reached a high of $46.6 billion in 2011-12. Though it declined somewhat in the next 2 years, the levels were still above $34 billion. With the anticipated revival of global business sentiments and positive steps taken by the Indian government, foreign investors would find it both worthwhile and pleasurable to do business in India. Every modern state, governed by the rule of law, has an elaborate legal architecture that regulates every sector, including the economic and the business sectors. It is primarily aimed at smooth dispensation of economic activity. At times though, some of the legislations and procedures do pose difficulties for investors. We are fully seized of this matter and have been continuously devising ways and means to address them. India is fully committed to a stable and predictable taxation regime that would be investor-friendly to spur growth. One of the measures announced in the Union Budget for 2014-15 was to set up a high-level committee to interact with trade and industry on a regular basis at certain areas where clarity in tax laws is required and issue clarifications wherever necessary. The economic reform program is an enduring journey of our democratic policy. We have been reforming different sectors gradually, not only on account of the fact that healthy parliamentary conventions demand adequate scrutiny of new legislations or of changes in the existing ones, but also that a calibrated approach to reform has served us well. Due to gradual microeconomic changes, our economy remained fairly resilient to the global economic crisis that started in 2008. Having said that, we have been relentless in our drive to effect changes in economic sectors. In 2013, we enacted a New Companies Act replacing the 1956 Act to consolidate and amend the laws relating to companies. A law was also enacted to make the pension fund regulator a statutory authority. This will help to develop the pension funds sector. Reforms in tax laws have been envisaged, which will bring about a sea change in revenue management. In the financial sector, we are in the process to harmonize the financial sector legislations, rules and regulations. As recommended by the Financial Sector Legislative Reforms Commission, we have set up 4 task forces on 30th September 2014 to lay the roadmap for the upgradation of existing agencies and establishment of new agencies. To attract and promote FDI, we have a policy framework that is transparent, predictable and comprehensible. Recently, we have enhanced FDI limits in sectors like insurance and defense manufacturing and allowed 100% FDI in railways infrastructure. These measures are intended to further strengthen our position as a credible destination for external investors. The Indian Economic Reforms Program is a work in progress and it will continue with the aim to not only facilitate an efficient way of carrying out economic activity, but also to realize the full potential that this vast economy has. Given all the factors that I have just shared with you, India is poised to claim its position as one of the leading economies in the world. And as NRIs, the nation would be proud to have you participate in this process by bringing new techniques of management, funds and entrepreneurship. With these words, let me conclude by wishing you all a very happy new year, joy and prosperity to your family members. Thank you.